correct. I am here today presenting my appeal to the library's decision to keep the book All Boys Aren't Blue in the teen section of the library. First off, the justification calls the teen area the young adult section. However, there is no area classified as such on the website. So to use this term is misleading to those who do not understand the library's jargon. To be clear, this is a section of the library that has a target audience of minors down to 13 years of age, but we know by experience from my family that it also includes the tweens, ages 9 to 12. Because of the age of the targeted audience, the content of this book is inappropriate mainly for its explicit sexual content, underage drinking, pressuring sexual consent, and the promotion of pornography. Let's let the book speak for itself and judge for yourself whether this is something a 13-year-old or even a tween may be browsing through the books and stumble upon it. This is kind of how the book starts. A 13-year-old and his cousin are at their grandmother's house when the older cousin begins to groom his younger cousin. He says, "You grabbed my hand and made me touch it. It was the first time I'd ever touched a penis that wasn't my own." Later on, but still as teens, the older cousin teaches the younger how to have oral sex. There you stood in front of me, fully erect, and said, "Taste it." At first, I laughed and refused, but then you said, "Come on, Matt, taste it. This is what boys like us do when we like each other." I finally listened to you. This is teaching incest and pressuring sexual consent. You then laid me on the ground and got on top of me. You began humping me back and forth, back and forth. Another time, as still a minor, he was invited over to another guy's house from school who said that he had a crush on him. They both got drunk. This is teaching underage drinking. And the schoolmate led him to the bedroom. Nervous and drunk, I listened and got on my stomach. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I'd ever felt in my life. He began his stroking motion. I felt a mix of pleasure with pain. He gave me a kiss before he pulled out. I didn't stay long, nor did I masturbate afterward. I was in a state of shock. I just wanted to get back home. Another episode includes him at college. He reached his hand down and pulled out my dick. He quickly went to giving me head. I did my best to act dominant like my favorite porn star. For once, I was consenting to the sexual satisfaction of my body. This moment also confirmed that sex could look how I wanted it to look. For the first few minutes, we dry humped and grinded. He lay down on his stomach. I knew what I had to do. I had one point of reference. That was the 7+ years of watching pornography. I eased in slowly until he moaned. We went at it for 15 minutes before I started to get that feeling. I finally came and let out a moan to the point where he asked me to be quiet for the neighbors. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated. Clearly, this material is very mature content. So the question is, why are we targeting 13-year-olds or even tweens with sexually graphic and explicit content? Why shouldn't this explicit content be shelved where teens who are just browsing books are not incidentally exposed to it? If books with graphic descriptions of sexual activity are kept in the teen section, most parents who know this will not feel comfortable letting their teens browse this section to find books they want to read. Additionally, the decision by the library to keep this content in the teen section ignores the science that a juvenile's brain functions differently than an adult brain, and this mature content will send a different message to a minor than it would an adult. I respectfully request that this book be moved to the adult section where patrons who are looking for this book can still access it, but 13s or tweens browsing the teen section looking for a book to interest them are not incidentally exposed to graphic and explicit sexual material. I realize the library staff is trying to be inclusive. However, it should be noted that there is a large population of parents in Craighead County who are excluding their teens from the teen and children's sections of the library until better policies are put in place ensuring that children are not incidentally exposed to graphic sexual material. And yes, a 13-year-old or a tween is a child. So in the effort to be inclusive of absolutely anything and everything, even graphic sexual materials, the library is actually excluding a good portion of Craighead County youth population. There is a reasonable solution. You don't have to burn or ban the book. Just transfer the book to the adult section where interested patrons can access it and find it through the card catalog. But children are not incidentally exposed to graphic sexual material before they are ready. And that is all that I have for you. So I ask that you would consider the appeal that I presented before you.